I think Michael Gove's incredibly blasé, complacent. He is living in cloud cuckoo land if he thinks we're going to actually be ready, our businesses will be ready to leave the European Union without a deal in October. I mean, just to take two examples, we know from data that we forced the government to produce that less than 3 in 10 of our exporters to the EU have the requisite registration to be able to continue to export to the EU markets from October 2019, and if they, with the registrations that are needed, carry on registering at the current rate, they're not going to be ready till 2021. And the way he dismisses the concerns of the food and drink industry, these are very real. There are major issues in terms of warehouse space to stockpile the goods that will be necessary to be able to cope in a no-deal situation, because the warehouses that a lot of our retailers and goods manufacturers use at that time of year are already being used in anticipation of Christmas, but also are used more because seasonally we don't produce as much fresh produce ourselves in the UK, so have to actually import more of it. So there isn't actually that much warehouse space at all to deal with the extra stockpiling required.
You're talking in very gloomy terms about a no-deal Brexit, and Brexiteers will say this is just sort of Project Fear Mark II, that this is scaremongering. Yes, there'll be temporary problems, temporary frustrations, but nothing we can't overcome. And in the long run, actually, a no-deal Brexit would lead to opportunities for a more prosperous Britain to strike free trade deals with the rest of the world.
Well, in terms of UK exporters' readiness to be able to continue trading after a no-deal Brexit, I'm simply providing you with the figures that those Brexiteers provided to me. And so, you know, they can't deny the facts that they are being forced to disclose. And frankly, when it comes to our food and drink and whether we've got those kinds of produce and can get them, who would you rather listen to? The people who work in those businesses, who regularly import and export those goods for us, or some ideological politician for whom this is all a bit of a game and an ideological project, and they aren't really particularly experts in food and drink? I mean, you know, who are you going to believe in that scenario? Of course they're going to claim everybody who raises concerns engaging in Project Fear and predicting doom, but that's because they don't want to hear what people have got to say, and we're simply giving them facts. And you don't get to choose your facts. The facts are the facts.
But what I'm saying is that it is argued that this, OK, it's going to be bumpy for maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. But in the long term, the Brexiteers would argue it is worth it, and it will be worth it. And after all, this will be what the people voted for in the referendum 3 years ago.
I don't think people voted to be poorer. And remember, Boris Johnson, Michael Gove and all the others were saying that it would be highly unlikely that we would be leaving the European Union without a deal. Their basic promise to the British people wasn't just that you would get £350 million extra per week going to the NHS, but they asserted time and time again that we would be leaving with a deal. And in fact, if people go and look at the BBC's reality fact check page on the claims that were made by the Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab, that during the 2016 referendum campaign, people like Boris Johnson, Dominic Raab and Michael Gove actually said we could leave without a deal, BBC's reality fact check can't find any record of Dominic Raab or any of these people having said, yes, we would be leaving the European Union without a deal. So the long and the short of this, Ben, is that Brexit in the form that it was sold to the British people has proved to be completely undeliverable. And now they're trying to deliver a no-deal Brexit for which they do not have a mandate. And arguably, frankly, Theresa May was trying to put a hard Brexit to the British people in the 2017 general election. She lost her majority. These people are engaging in something that is a political choice, an irresponsible choice they're making, but they do not have a mandate from the British people to do what they're trying to impose on us.
We will make America great again.